Ephesians 2:8-10. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God has before ordained that we should walk in them. An invitation for personal reflection and Berean review. Is antisemitism okay? Is it okay to hold ill will towards the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Did Jesus say, "Love your enemies, and bless those that curse you"? Luke 6:27-28. But I say to you who hear me and pay attention to my words, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless and show kindness to those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. Can you imagine how difficult it would have been for the early church to love the ones persecuting them and kicking them out of synagogues? Matthew 10:17. Beware of men, for they will hand you over to the courts and flog you in their synagogues. Matthew 5:44-45. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may show yourselves to be the children of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on those who are evil and on those who are good, and makes the rain fall on the righteous morally upright and the unrighteous unrepentant, who oppose him. John 9:22-34-35. His parents said this because they were afraid of the leaders of the Jews, for the leaders of the Jews had already agreed that if anyone acknowledged Jesus to be the Christ, he would be put out of the synagogue. They answered him, "You were born entirely in sins, and you presume to teach us." Then they threw him out of the synagogue. Jesus heard that they had excommunicated him, and finding him, he asked, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" Matthew 24:34-35. Therefore, take notice, I am sending you prophets and wise men and scribes. Some of them you will kill and even crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogues, and pursue and persecute from city to city, so that on you will come the guilt of all the blood of the righteous shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah the priest, the son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the temple and the altar. Would it be such a stretch to realize that ill feelings began to develop and multiply into antagonism against anything Jewish? 2 Timothy 3:3. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. 2 Timothy 3:10-13. Now you have diligently followed my example, that is my teaching, conduct, purpose, faith, patience, love, steadfastness, persecutions, and sufferings such as happened to me. What persecutions I endured, but the Lord rescued me from them all. Indeed, all who delight in pursuing righteousness and are determined to live godly lives in Christ Jesus will be hunted and persecuted. But evil men and impostors will go on from bad to worse, deceiving and being deceived. Hebrews 12:14-15. Continually pursue peace with everyone, and the sanctification without which no one will ever see the Lord. See to it that no one falls short of God's grace, that no root of resentment springs up and causes trouble, and by it many be defiled. Is it okay to be anti-Semitic? Genesis 12:3. And I will bless, do good for, benefit, those who bless you, Abraham, and I will curse and subject to my wrath and judgment the one who curses, despises, dishonors, has contempt for you. And in you all the families, nations, of the earth will be blessed. Can we purge out the leaven of anti-Semitism from our faith? 1 Corinthians 5:6-7. Your boasting is not good. Do you not know that just a little leaven ferments the whole batch of dough, just as a little sin corrupts a person or an entire church? Clean out the old leaven so that you may be a new batch, just as you are, still unleavened. For Christ our Passover lamb has been sacrificed. Romans 12:14. Bless those who persecute you, who cause you harm or hardship. Bless and do not curse them. Believers in the Messiah, and others who desire the blessings of Yahweh, are to seek to bless the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look for yourselves. Set aside church doctrines and teachings which may be based on faulty translations or biases of men. Think for yourselves. Source.